friends, so today we are going to discuss about my favorite book, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari by Robin Sharma. Okay, so this book tells you a story of a man, Julian Mantel, who was a very successful lawyer. Okay, like so successful, he owned a big mansion, he owned a private jet, he owned his red Ferrari. Like you can imagine, right, how rich he was. Like he used to work 18 hours a day, and as he worked, he just wanted success. So he just keep on working, and then because of that, he couldn't, he also had some issues with the family. He had a broken marriage. Okay, but then he always focused on work, but he was always into stress, anxiety, and he just wanted more and more in life. But suddenly once in the courtroom, okay, what happened, he suddenly experienced chest pain and he collapsed, and then later it was diagnosed that he had heart attack. And then that time he had realized what has he been doing in his entire life. He realized that he just was running behind success, but he was not truly happy. Okay, he was not peaceful. So he took a decision. He decided to go to India to find answers to his questions. So he went to Himalayas. Okay, why he went to Himalayas was because he had heard about the sages of Savannah, that is a few group of monks who like a group of monks who lived for hundreds of years, but hundreds. Okay, but still they were happy and contented, peaceful. They had a healthy life, they looked young. Okay, he had heard about this, so he decided to go to Himalayas. And so he traveled to Himalaya, was searching for those monks. 7 days he traveled with little food and water he had. But then suddenly he saw a stranger. Okay, and he then it came out to be that he was one of those monks. He was super happy about it. And then he told his story to the monk, to that person, that why he came here, why he was searching for those monks. Then the monk, he agreed, and he took him to his village, where he stayed for a while. And within a month or so, he started feeling so much better. He started feeling so much happier, peaceful. He even started looking younger because he was that happy, he was peaceful. Okay, because he had changed his lifestyle completely, right? So he had adapted a different lifestyle. So what happened is, one day the monk, he decided to tell him the secrets, okay, to happiness. Okay, so he told him a story. He was very excited. Julian was super excited that he is finally going to know this beautiful knowledge of the the secret to happiness. Okay, so he started telling them that particular sage. He started telling him a story that, imagine, Julian, you imagine that there is a beautiful garden, and in the garden there is a 6-story high lighthouse, red lighthouse. And then suddenly from the lighthouse there comes out a big sumo wrestler. Okay, and a sumo wrestler is the private parts are covered by the pink colored cable wire. Okay, and he's not wearing anything apart from that, just a pink cable wire covering its private parts. And then suddenly, when he was suddenly then he saw a stopwatch falling down, golden color stopwatch. Okay, which was fallen down. And then he suddenly slips down, and then he becomes unconscious. And then he wakes up again by the smell of the yellow roses. Okay, and once he wakes up, he looks to his left side, and then he finds a beautiful path of diamonds. Okay, Julian was like, what a weird story is this, what does this even have a meaning? But then he truly then actually this was a memory trick. Like, the story was told to remember the different characters, so because each character represents a beautiful, it has a beautiful message. So now the sage, explains the importance of each and every character which was each and everything which was explained in the story. He first explains that the garden represents mind. Now in the garden, if you uh, like uh, sow seeds, seeds of beautiful flowers, water it daily, there is sunshine, you will have a beautiful garden. But if you throw trash in that particular garden, okay, throw any waste, what will happen is the there will be weeds growing everywhere. Then the garden, it will be full of litter, right? Similarly is our mind. What we give our mind, okay, what we put inside our mind. That if we put good things, positivity, then forgiveness, kindness, then the garden of the mind is going to be beautiful, going to be nourished, okay. But instead, if we feed the mind all the negativity in the world, nowadays so many of us back bitch, all these negative emotions are going to go, negativity is going to come out, a mind is going to be negative. So this was about the garden of the garden represents our mind. So guys, for this we need to fill our mind with positivity. And how to do this? This requires some training. Okay. Now there's the sage has explained about opposition thinking. That means if there is one negative thought, replace it with a positive immediately. So this is the way you're training your mind. Okay. And then there is one more technique I explained, that is heart of the rose technique. That means you need a room, a rose, and focus on the center of the rose, focus its design, its structure, okay. Indirectly he's telling you to meditate, okay. So the heart of the rose technique, the opposition thinking, okay. And also you need to read good books and have sattvic thoughts, and that comes by eating good books and eating healthy food, okay. So this was about the garden, which represents our mind. Second is you remember in the story there was a lighthouse, 6 stories lighthouse, red lighthouse, okay. That represents setting up a goal. That is important. If you don't know which direction to go, you'll go anywhere, right? Yeah. So keeping a goal in mind is very important. And then what the sages used to do is, they used to get up in the 4 a.m. in the morning, and they used to go to the nearby lake, and they used to visualize whatever they want to manifest in their life. For example, they want to adapt a particular habit, okay. Like they want to imagine that they are much more disciplined, so they would go to the lake and imagine themselves they are much more disciplined in life, they are eating healthy, they are have a beautiful lifestyle, okay, a perfect lifestyle. So that way, indirectly, what is he trying to tell us? That you need to visualize. First it comes in your mind, then it comes into reality. So visualize whatever your dreams are. If your dream is to have a happy and healthier life, visualize that you are already that. And then little by little, slowly, even you will start to transform. So this is the way, and this is all about the lighthouse and goals, okay. So now in the story, do you remember the wrestler? So wrestler, it represents the 10 rituals of radiant living. In this, the sage explains about the 10 rituals. That is, the first one he explains is about Kaizen. That is, it is a concept in which there should be constant self-improvement. There should be 15 minutes of peace time daily. Like you should always keep on improving yourself. Okay. Then the second is, you should have some physical exercise. The third is, you should eat natural foods. If you eat sattvic food, your mind is going to be sattvic. Fourth, you should gain abundant knowledge. This comes by reading a book daily, like at least 30 minutes a day, it's enough, okay. Fifth is personal reflection. That is, whatever you do in a day, okay, you should see how were your thoughts, were they good or bad. If they were bad, work on it, okay. That was about self-reflection. And then it comes a concept where a sage explains about getting up early in the morning. Like the sages used to get up at 4 a.m., right? So even we should start getting up early in the morning. Then he also tells about reciting mantras. If you recite those mantras, it will become a bit, have a calming effect on your mind. There will be more positivity inside you, okay, if you chant the mantras. And then you should always do your character building, perform your some daily activities which will help you to build up your character. And then the last, the 10th one is simple living. Okay, so these were the 10 rituals of radiant living. So you should remember especially about kaizen, that is constant self improvement. So these 10 rituals of daily radiant living, like you should, the wrestler, the sumo wrestler represents. Then comes, do you remember, he the pink cable wire, right? The pink cable wire covering his private parts. So the pink cable wire, it represents self-discipline and self-control. Okay. No matter whatever you do in your life, most important is self-discipline, self-control that you should develop over a period of time. You should have that training. Okay. Then only you can achieve your goals. You can, whatever it might be. It may be spiritual goals. If you want to be peaceful, it should be daily meditation or proper daily life, proper lifestyle. And it should be, you should make sure that you are self-disciplined and self-controlled. Okay, that represents the pink cable wire. Now the golden stopwatch, right? What does that represent? Saving time. Time should not be wasted, it should be productive. Okay, keep on doing something. Okay, and make sure you manage time well. Okay, that is about the golden stopwatch. Now, do you remember, like, he slips down, he's unconscious, and he gets up by the smell of those yellow flowers. So the yellow flowers, they represent helpful heart. You should always help others, guys. That's very important. Because what's the meaning of life? Having a only selfish life. If you help others, it's a different state of mind. You feel happy, you feel amazing, and that's what life is all about, right? Keep helping others. Then, friends, finally comes the path of diamonds. This means live in the present. Okay, so we are constantly thinking that, oh, my past was better, my future was better. Okay, we are constantly thinking that I wish I was there, I wish I was there, but we are not enjoying the present. We should enjoy. Today we have a family with us, friends with us. Tomorrow you never know what happens. Why are you, just enjoy in the present, because it's not good to always think about the past, think about the future. If you be in the present, you're going to live the life to the fullest. Okay, so this was all about the things which was taught by the sages to Julian. Okay, so it's such a beautiful message. So this story, you understood, it was a memory trick to remember all these characters and things, and each thing represents has some beautiful message. So this was all about the book, and this is such a wonderful book. And if you follow this, don't just stop here. Okay, take the message, follow it, and go and read the book. Okay, if you read the book, it will have a great impact on you. Okay, so do read the book. And thank you, friends, so much. And if you like my video, please like, share, and subscribe. So thank you so much, friends.